Hello everyone, today I'm gonna show you my little application that I built in React.js. What this application does is collect some information from the user, from the client, and then making a search through an API call and bring to us some information. So the application use server backend. Then it's needed to all authorization breach. How that works? It works through that server, through that Spotify server. So we send our current location to that server, and that server return to our web application with an access token, then allows to make those call through that API. So the authorization works with a client ID and a secret key. It works in the port 8888, and my web application goes to my port 3000. So the first thing that you have to do is get these keys. You have to go to Spotify for developers, access into it, accept the terms and the politics from there, and then create an client ID. I already have it, so I'm going to copy these keys. So the first time we need to set up those keys into our application. We don't set those keys directly in the code for security purpose, so we are going to use the console to do that. So let's set that first. Let me clear this console. Here I am in my backend server code, so I'm going to export that client ID from my dashboard. So I'm going to copy this, and also I'm going to export the secret key. Sorry, let's take this. And let's take that secret key from here. So don't use this one because I'm gonna erase it after this video. You have to set it up your own keys. Once you set your keys through your console, let's start a server, the backend server. And then let's take a look to our application. That's how it looks our application at the first time. You only have a login access button, then redirect to us to that authorization bridge, and after we log in with our Spotify account, we can go back to our web app. So let me explain you the code a little bit. I am using only one component from this application. The first thing that we have to do is to get that token access. How would I get it? I am parsing the local location screen from my browser. To do that, I am using the query string class that I'm importing here. You can install that query string through an npm install into your app to use it and parse that currently location. So that's the first thing you have to do. Parse that location and save it in one variable. So this is my simple method to get that access token. After that, once this component it mounts, I am getting that access token, and I'm saying if that access token is not set it up already, we return back to the login page. And if it's set, we make the first API call through the Spotify. So here I'm collecting information from the currently login user. I am sending the header, the authorization barrier, plus my access token here to say to that API, then we want to access and then we want to make a call with this client. After that, I'm using a promise, then collect a response and make some conditions here. If the response is okay, I am returning back from the promise parsing JSON. I am parsing that response into the JSON to collect that data more easier. If it's not, the response is okay, that is means then that access token is expired or that access token is not correct. I am redirecting the user to the main menu. After that, I'm making another promise with an arrow function to set my state, to update my state and use it after that. So I'm setting my username to show up once the user is logged up. I have some simple method here, one for search that address, then collects an event. I am preventing the defaults from that event and then making a call to another function. This function, what it does is search the currently input then the user put in our application. It gets also again an access token and then make a call to that Spotify API. I'm using the same header, the same parameters here, and I'm using the same function that I used before. In this case, I am using an arrow function to set the response into the JSON directly, and after that I'm collecting that data. Where I'm collecting that, it's a tracking ID, and I am setting my state with the name of that address. Then we are already looking that image, and also the followers of that address has. My last method is a handle address, then prevent the event default, and then updates my state with the actual value of the user is put it on. Here in my rendered, I only have some simple conditions. If the user isn't set yet, what I show is a simple message with a login button. Then it was what you are looking now. So let's go into our app. Let's make a login. As you see, then we get that access token from that authorization bridge. My user is already saved in my browser, so it's for that it's login right away. So here we are collecting that data already, that username from the first API call, and then we are gonna search for some bands. Let's go. I have some here. Let's go for Nirvana. And then of the call, I am bringing the name of the band that I'm looking for, their image, and the currently followers of that band. So this is my little application built in React using some simple statement like arrow functions, fetch call to make those API calls, using authorization through a backend server, then its provider for Spotify, In my client part, then it's my currently app.